very happy to talk about Tikondane's secret, our 19 steps out of poverty for the subsistence farmer. These steps have not been planned, they have grown out of our experience, and I became aware of them when, through a visiting Bangladeshi who wanted to start a big farm with us, I learned that in Zambia people know very little about proper farming. For instance, they don't appreciate the importance of compost. Now, this very man, Bangladeshi, introduced this man to me, Western, and I'm very happy he's going to do what I observed in theory. And in theory it came out that although 21 years ago when I came and I was invited to see successful farmers, I saw all the right things, but our people didn't do them because they believe in witchcraft. Or if women did them, they might be called a witch. So now we have 19 points. If they are done in the field, in the garden, to do with protein and to do with family planning, the families would be a lot better off, decisively better off. I hand over to my colleague.
Thank you. Just like she has said, here at Tikondane, we use some techniques which we want to improve our livelihood by doing some new techniques in agriculture to produce food that will be sufficient for our households. And here at Tikondane, we also practice a living fence by planting trees which make a hedge-like to prevent animals going into our garden, even people. This is just an example. As you can see, we've put something like this. This is the musangu tree. The advantage of planting musangu tree is that it fixes nitrogen in the soil. And the other thing is that the leaves of the musangu tree are browsed by goats. And the pods which are produced by musangu, they are also eaten by cattle and goats. The other advantage is that if the musangu tree is 10 meters tall, the roots of the musangu goes twice its height. And if there is any rich nutrients due to heavy rains, the musangu tree is able to bring the rich nutrients on the upper strata that can be available for the plants that you can plant in the field. So it is important that you plant musangu tree in the fields 10 meters apart each, so that on the between of the musangu trees you plant your maize crops and whatever crops that you might need to plant in the field. Thank you. Here at Tikondane we also do inoculation. We get the root nodules from either beans, Gridicidia sepium, Lucina rucosphaera, or any legume plant. These are the root nodules that I'm talking about. After getting the root nodules, we put these nodules on a plate or anything, a chopping board, and then we cut these into small pieces. The essence of cutting them into small pieces, we want to see if the bacteria is alive. When we cut it open, we see the red color or pink, then we know that the bacteria, the Rhizobium bacteria, is alive. So when we've done that, we get the chopped root nodules, we put them in sugar. This cup is containing 2.5 tablespoons sugar. We put them there, and then we also believe that there's mycorrhizal bacteria. It is a fungi. We believe that it grows most on the most terrestrial plants, which is grass, maize, sorghum, and cassava. So we believe also this helps to help plants to fix nitrogen in the soil. So what we do, we cut these hair roots of this grass. This grass is taken from the virgin land which has not yet been cultivated. Why? Because there's no inorganic fertilizer that is being put there. So we cut also these into small pieces. After cutting these to small pieces, again we put the cut root hairs into the cup, and then we mix them thoroughly. After mixing them thoroughly, we also pour in some water to make a solution. And this water should be rainwater. Why we use rainwater? Because the rainwater is not contaminated by any chemicals. This is the essence why we want to use rainwater. After doing that, we get the worm manure, the soil from the worms that we cultivate here at Tikondane, and this is the soil. After doing that, we soak this worm manure. We believe that this worm manure as well has some microorganisms that are very important in the process of inoculation. And then when we soak this for 10 minutes, we squeeze it or massage it softly, and then it releases the concentration of the manure. After doing that, we get this solution that we've made of the root hairs and the root nodules. We pour it in this water, and then we stir it. After stirring it, we've seen that it has settled. Everything is mixed well. We get the seed that we want to inoculate. This is cowpea seed, and then we put it here. This seed is going to be left here for overnight so that it mixes well with the inoculum. After doing this, the following morning we are going to get this water and put it somewhere, and then we get the seed, we go into the field to plant it. This is the inoculated cowpeas that we did inoculate yesterday, and the essence of inoculating cowpeas and planting it with cassava is that the productivity of cassava increases. So what we are going to do is to dig near the cassava stems that we've just planted and it is shooting, and we are going to get 4 seeds of inoculated cowpeas and plant it. After planting it, then we can water it so that it can start shooting as well or germinating. Thank you.
This is what the moringa tree. It looks a bit funny, but it has to be cut off here so as to make more branches, more leaves. They can be eaten as vegetable, and they are supposed to have the highest amount of the vitamins and the minerals of all vegetables. These have obviously been harvested for vegetable, but the kitchen also dries the leaf, makes them to powder, and we want to sell them as vitamin supplement. We even bought a machine and capsules. The most expensive part of the whole thing is the capsules, but it's supposed to be an income generating activity. So this is for healthy vegetable. Down there is mango fruit in the making. We have to tell people that fruit is an important part of diet. For them it's just a joke. And so we find a lot of fruit lying on the soil, people not being aware that we can make lovely jam. There's a lot to teach. Number 3 here, we have marigold. They look beautiful, but they are really a bit more nasty. They are meant to drive away insects and other creepy crawlies away from the fruit, from the vegetable, from whatever we plant that is meant to feed us. They go together with garlic and chili and another few plants like that. Organic pest control. And the last one here, this is cassava. Cassava itself is really starch only, but it makes enzima. Enzima, this plop that people here only make from maize. Maize has the problem of needing artificial fertilizer and rain at certain times, so it brings bad harvests more than good ones. This one needs 8 months, but you can put it into the soil now, and down there will be something like a potato in the end, and even those leaves can be used for a vegetable. And it only needs manure to get some food, and that one needs a bit more water, it seems, if you look at the top. But such as us, we try, and people should be eating healthier in the future.
One of the points on the 19 points is how we make the tea manure, and this is how we do it. We get manure from either goat manure or cattle manure from the floor, and then we put it in the bag like this, and then we soak it in water. Put it in the bucket. It can be here for overnight, and then by the end of the day or the next day it will have released the manure that we need, and then we get a cup full of this. When it has released the manure, you can see the color of the manure, and then we apply this manure on the plant, like the yam plant here. This is how we do it. This is enough for the manure that we need. Worms here at TIKONDANE, we use the cut boxes to cover the top of the bucket where we cultivate our worms, and these are the worms that we cultivate. These worms, we need them for making the soil fertile, and we use the same soil for inoculation when we want to do our inoculum, and then the same soil we use it for planting neem trees, because we believe that the worms, they produce some microorganisms that are important to help the plant to fix nitrogen. Thank you. We also do bag garden because of scarcity of land. What we normally do, we get an empty bag, and then we put some stones in the middle, and then we get the fertile soil that we've made from the composite manure. We fill the bag up to the top here. After filling the bag, then we can plant a variety of vegetables here, like tomato, bonongwe, and cowpeas. There can be a lot of them. We've just mentioned a few. Here at TIKONDANE, we also teach our students how to breed pigeons, how to cross regularly, and how to feed and give them water. We do this because it is important. It's cheap. It is cheap meat. It gives them a lot of proteins when they have it as meat. They can also sell the same pigeons to the neighbors and have money. We also get some manure from the same pigeons when it is collected from the floor. Thank you. Rabbit claw that we have here at TIKONDANE, that we teach our students so that even them, they can have the same kind of claws at home, and if they have rabbits, they can eat them for proteins as well as sell for income. So after cutting the wood into small pieces like this, we put the wood into the hose of the muddy stove. This is a 2-hose muddy stove, and then this helps a lot because it saves wood, because most of people normally they use the whole lot of this as firewood, and this is causing a lot of people to cut a lot of trees, which is causing deforestation in most areas. After doing that, and then we get dry grass and insert it here, and then we lit a match stick, and then start the fire, and then we can put our pots and start cooking when the fire catches.
Musa is working at TIKONDANE as a tourist guide. He's married to Helen, and they have just one daughter, Marta, who is 2 years old.